I squint, trying to peer beyond what is illuminated by my headlights. Driving feels difficult right now. My nerves are kind of fried, tingling beneath my fur. I end up overcorrecting on every slight turn. Weird hiccup burp. It doesn't help that this shitty state highway is so meandering and completely devoid of light.
There should be a word for a hiccup burp.
A herp? Wait.
No.
Bick up. I don't know. These all seem borderline in some way.
It's just so ubiquitous. I feel like there should be a word for that.
It's dangerously close to a verp.
It all sounds bad.
That's bad. That's when you throw up a little bit.
Verp?
Yeah.
I've not heard that before.
You never heard of a verp?
I guess it sounds like, is it like an onomatopoeia? Like
Well, it's just a vomit burp.
Vomit.
It's a portmanteau, I guess is the word, right?
No, portmanteau is a combination of two words,
yeah.
I think. But
so it's a portmanteau.
Well,
it's a vomit burp, a verp.
I thought portmanteau. I guess so. I thought portmanteau was like. I guess that's fine. I don't know.
It's when you burp and then you like taste like stomach acid in the back of your throat. You're like
Like when you've eaten a lot, but then you bend down and tie your shoes, and you straighten back up, and you're like, ugh.
Oh, there goes half the viewers. Bye.
Sorry, guys.
Bye, everybody.
They're used to us being off-putting.
They're used to us being just the worst.
Yeah, we are just awful, the worst.
Reprehensible people. Out here, even the main stretches of road sidewind around the hills and mountains. I guess I'm used to Pueblo, where they just flatten or tunnel through everything. My issue right now also might be stemming from the fact that I'm still a little inebriated. Fuck. I used to be so damn hard on Leo. Phrasing.
Ooh.
Whenever he drank and drove, and now here I am.
Still hard.
Rocking it. Maybe I should have brought my meds. Don't mix meds with being drunk. What are you talking?
But also, you didn't bring your meds at all for this entire trip.
Which meds?
Yeah. What have you? Were you supposed to be taking meds this whole time, Chase? Has that come up?
I don't know. Veer right in 1 mile.
Chase.
Huh? I loosen my grip on the wheel some, peering in the rearview mirror and catching a glint of Carl's green eyes looking back at me.
This feels familiar, don't it?
I furrow my brow, not sure what he means.
We were both just starting high school.
Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Carl doesn't respond and a silence follows. He stares out his window with his gaze lulled, his phone sitting idle in his lap. Daxton's looking curiously at us now. Though when neither of us speaks up, he goes back to picking at the planet print on his shirt. You're gonna ruin it. You're gonna ruin the Chucky Finster shirt.
The Chucky Finster shirt. I feel kind of like I'm sneaking out to go to a party or something.
We're being so mischievous, driving in a car at night as adults who can drive, and this is normal.
Yeah, but I'm with friends, and it was like a sleepover, but now we're like on a mission.
It's so mischievous because I just met these people an hour ago. Crazy.
Whoa, wild ride.
He looks over at me with a slight smile. Well, we might be.
We're gonna arrive at this address and find Flynn in a gimp suit, surrounded by a warehouse full of rubber ducks.
The funnel in his mouth.
Oh my god. Why is there a drawing of that yet?
Of Flint with a funnel in his mouth?
In a
gimp
suit in a factory full of rubber ducks.
Let's find out.
Like it has to be all of those things.
Let's see. Clearing my last search.
Which was for something similar, I'm sure.
You'll never guess. Flynn Moore. His tag isn't Flynn Echo, it's Flynn Moore. There's lots of pictures of him railing Carl. Gimp suit. 0 results.
Damn it.
Let's try BDSM. Let's see if anything comes up. No results.
Really? That's not possible.
No results for Gimp Suit or Flynn or BDSM for Flynn. There is just a lot of him going to town on Carl.
That's fine.
And some with Daxton.
I wouldn't.
They're housemates.
I guess.
There's this one where, oh no, they both dove into the pool and both of their trunks fell off, so I guess they have no choice but to gay on each other now.
I mean, that's just what happens.
So Flynn's just going at Carl.
If you jump into the swimming pool and your swim trunks come off, you're just obligated to start, like, fondling another man.
That's this one by Seacord where Flynn's legs are just all the way out, like the way that lizards do, the way that their actual legs splay when they're because they're all flat to the ground.
I mean,
which I think Seacord is the person I accidentally called Sebastibear, but I think one of their username names might be like Sebast or something, and then they do present as a bear, so it's not entirely my fault. Never blame me for any of my mistakes.
Blame Keith for all of his mistakes and some of your own. Just pile them on his plate.
There's him and Carl have a very healthy sexual relationship in Fandomville.
I mean, this is what I wanted.
It's everything you dreamed of.
I kind of want to say leave Daxton out of it, but you know, Charlize Theron.
Flynn can diversify his portfolio.
I mean, I think Flynn's got a pretty diverse, portfolio already.
Diverse portfolio.
I feel like Daxton's too nice to get.
Just an all-around. It's a cursed conversation.
Dude, half of our conversations are cursed conversations.
It's fine. So the answer was 0 results. Also, we said we were going to try to stay on task this episode, but I have failed.
Failure.
Carlos had a quiet rumble of a snicker.
Yeah, man, this is all real familiar. Like, we were driving through these hills and then there was like a monster, remember that?
Was he talking about Route 65?
No. He said back in high school, so...
Yeah, like I said, maybe he's thinking of Route 65 because that's when he and Carl met up to go find out where Flynn was.
We weren't on this road, though. We never went on this road in Route 65.
I don't know which road it was specifically.
No, it just showed us walking through the desert. We walked out to that warehouse where they're having that party.
Did Carl say it was this road that he's flashing back to?
I think so. He said, this is all familiar. I think he means like
I don't know.
this.
I just remember that we had that... We found out via Flynn that there was like a party happening, and we were like, we're gonna go over there. We weren't invited, and then they kept like scheming about what kind of crazy stuff they're gonna find.
Yeah, but we didn't walk on a road. We walked.
And then Carl's
through
a
the
coward
desert.
and didn't go in.
Yeah, fucking.
We walked on a road in that.
No, we walked on
Route 65.
Well, we walked like in a like it looked like Carl's neighborhood road, and then we walked like through the desert.
I think we basically just walked on the road that goes through all of Echo, essentially.
Yeah, but not like this kind of road, you know. Yeah, warehouse full of rubber ducks, really familiar.
We passed the flat concrete pad where an old gas station once stood. Again, I think Carl's about to speak, but he says nothing.
I don't get out much, you know.
Around here, there's not much to get out to. The salamander rolls his shoulders, then shakes his head.
I could always drive to Peyton. I've got my scooter. It just doesn't feel worth it, you know? I mean, not just gas, or monetary reasons. It just isn't comfortable to be away from home. I got basically everything I need. And I got that Prime delivery account that drops off groceries at my doorstep.
Whoa. This is a remote-ass place to get your groceries delivered to, too.
It's weird how easy it is to feel like that's normal. I surround myself with TV, books, and video games, and the fact that I'm alone in the middle of the desert doesn't even affect me.
Him saying that's weird, how normal that feels, how quickly, is funny for how it's pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
Because that became so much more topical. Also, fun fact, the pandemic canonically exists in the Echo universe. It does happen. In the Arches game, they're specifically talking about like the lockdown that's starting outside, like out there in like the rest of the world, but you're just kind of isolated from it because you're over here being in Echo. But like, it's actually the fact that is canon is very funny to me.
That is funny.
You got Flynn for company, don't you?
Yeah, wow. We keep to our separate sides of the houses. We keep to our separate sides of the house, usually. Sometimes almost a whole week goes by without me actually seeing him.
Maybe he calls it houses because it's a duplex, or because they feel like it's houses.
Maybe.
I don't know.
There's always the internet, dude. You got online friends and all that stuff for gaming, right?
Daxton adjusts his seat, giving himself some more leg room.
I post on a fan forum pretty regularly. I'm a moderator. Of course he is. Let me guess. For a... Ad Astra. Yep. Give me your phone.
Daxton blinks.
What?
Carl makes a grabby motion with his paw towards Daxton.
Just give me it for 1 second.
Daxton clutches his cell to his chest, looking uneasily towards the drunken ram.
Don't worry. I'm not gonna go through your messages or nudie pics. Who do you think I am, Chase?
That one stings a bit. Well, maybe be a better person, Chase, and then the true comments won't hurt all the time.
Yeah.
Ass. Daxton slowly relents, keeping a close eye on Carl as he gives him his phone. He taps at it in silence for about 15 seconds before passing it back.
There. You got me in your contacts. I'll also put my username for games and stuff if you ever want to play together on PC. Oh, thanks.
Wow, they're having healthy relationships of some kind. Progress. You should do this, Chase.
Carl's honestly, Carl's got his own little hangouts, but he's like one of the better
Carl
people.
has the least stuff to work on, besides like, I don't know,
What?
TJ? Does TJ have the least stuff to work on? I don't know.
TJ might have the least amount of stuff to work on because...
He sounds like his life's going great, as long as he doesn't exist in this game.
Yeah, exactly. As long as he doesn't like affiliate himself with this past traumatic event, he's actually fine in every other aspect of his life as far as I can
He's just
tell.
out there studying otter physiology for some reason.
He's just interested in it,
Yeah.
alright?
Almost like he watched one die.
Yeah, he wants to know how long, wants to know how long they could hold their breath for.
Oh, no, that's the real reason. It's not because we were like, oh, it's because he's into Chase. It's like it's because he watched Sydney die. He doesn't know that he watched Sydney die because he repressed it. So because he forgot.
Yeah, looking back on
But
that,
he's just like, why am I so obsessed with otter physiology?
that's a much darker statement.
Yes, it's really distressing. Oh no.
Oh no.
Enjoy that headcanon echo chord. The salamander quickly checks the screen before looking back to Carl.
I'll send you a message or something when I get home if you ever want a game, or if I need to hook up with some ice cream.
Well, that sentence kept going. I thought you were just gonna leave it at that. Never need to hook up, you know.
If we need to hook up ... for some ice cream.
Carl makes a flubbering noise with his mouth.
Ice cream boy at your surface, dude, man.
Surface? I guess that. Oh yeah.
Ugh, service.
Gonna slob that knob.
Like corn on the cob.
Don't ever treat a dick like corn on the cob.
You just bite the side.
Oh my god. No.
Put butter on it.
That's one of those like first time sexual experiences you have where you're just like, wow, I really left some assumptions unstated here and like fucking egg on my face, I guess.
Other things on your face, maybe.
Didn't say not to bite it, I guess. Weird. Didn't think I had to explain it. Oh no.
There was
What a horrible response.
Oh, okay. I saw this really funny GIF or whatever, where I guess it was from this like foreign TV show, like in Spanish, but it's something like this guy's trying to get this girl to jack him off. You can tell they're like in high school or something, and he's like, yeah, just treat it like a ketchup bottle, like shake it, and she smacks it instead because that's she's like, yeah, but like, oh, pretend like this is like a bottle of ketchup, and you're just really trying to get the ketchup out, but instead of shaking it, she starts smacking the top, and he just like his face. I know it seems like he deserves it, so I'm fine with this, but
a horrible idea. No. So draw Flynn and Carl doing that.
Yeah, just this is a bottle of ketchup, and you really want that ketchup. You're really trying to get ketchup out of it. Smack, smack, smack.
That would be like a TJ moment of just like level
He's like,
of
oh,
cluelessness.
Really? Like a ketchup bottle? Okay.
This is easy.
Yeah, I can do that.
Daxton titters some, shaking his head.
Was just kidding with the last part. I would never do that. I mean, you must get sick of hearing that all the time.
Carl shakes his head, even after he begins speaking.
Nah, I don't like tell people that shit very often because it's awk, you know?
Almost as awk as saying
It's like awk. Who the fuck says
How
that?
dare you?
Though, I totally will hook you up. I used to do that for Flynn and Leo, but then Flynn went on his whole health food bullshit.
Cringe.
And Leo, I don't know. He stopped asking.
Veer right. That was 1 mile? That was a lot of conversation for only 1 mile. How fast are they driving? My arms stiffen and I swerve off the off-ramp with more gusto than I meant. Maybe no one should be driving. Oh, fuck. That like exploded out of me. That was startling.
Yeah, take that out of context, everybody.
I feel the other's eyes on me and I try to act casual. Looks like this is up ahead. Didn't Chase have 1 beer and then fall asleep for like 2 hours? Like, what? How drunk could he be?
No, he can't be
He's just
drunk.
sleepy groggy.
He's just
like this can't.
He's
this
just
cannot,
sleepwalk possessed. Whatever
Someone
the fuck
needs
he
to
gets.
slap him awake. This isn't a beer. Let's look at this one up ahead.
Kinda out in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? This isn't the reservation yet, right?
I look toward the horizon. I can just make out the familiar glint of the blue diamond casino past one of the rolling hills. Everything out here is the middle of nowhere, but no. The reservation's just on the other side of the casino.
Do you guys ever go there?
No. I'm not much for gambling.
I bet gun skins on ranked matches online sometimes. Oh my god. I bet gun skins on ranked matches online sometimes. You fucking nerd.
Do you know what that sentence means?
It took me a minute. Because it was so...
Yeah, it takes a bit to clock what you're even talking about.
I was like, oh, you're one of those people.
Yeah. Imagine valuing skins.
I know. I bet gun skins on ranked matches is online sometimes. That place is mainly for really old people packed in their RVs. So what you're doing is cooler than the people who are just out on vacation at the casino. Are you saying that gambling with gun skins online is cooler than the old people in their RVs? I think you guys are probably about even, if not like you're losing, Carl. Like that's not cool.
At least it's a bet, I guess. Like it's a bet on a skill match as opposed to being like, oh, look at the glitter box. Oh, it says I lost. I had input.
Yeah, I guess that is worse.
At least it is a competition, which is fun.
I mean, but
gun skins are stupid, so who cares? I would bet gun skins because I don't care about the results. I'm like, oh, whatever. Oh my god, it could be pink sometimes. Okay.
There are some games at the casino that take a lot of skill, and I think it's like my dad's
Which are the ones that have low yield on purpose because they don't want you to be able to game the system.
No, it depends. My dad wins a lot of money on Texas Hold'em tournaments. Like there are certain games where I'm like, that's a skill. Like I respect it. I mean, slot machines are kind of bullshit, and so is like, you know, roulette or whatever. I mean, you can gamble odds and things like that. But there are some games that like are actually kind of fun and require a certain level of skill. And so if you win at that, then like more power to you. Like take all the casino's money until they kick you out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Get dragged into a smoky dark room.
It's fun. Smoky dark rooms are the most fun.
Yeah.
Flynn and I were talking about it the other day.
It's like either I'm about to just disappear or this is the opening scene to some videos I've seen online.
I don't smoke cigarettes. But
how are we gonna sort this out, huh? Huh, buddy? We gotta make this even somehow. How are we gonna settle the score? They just like say it too many times in 2 different variations because they don't know how to act because they're just trying to set up a porno.
That does seem like a porno setup.
It's like slowly like, wow, how are we gonna settle this debt here, huh? So how we gonna
It's like, oh, you've gambled more than what you have on you in chips, buddy boy.
Yeah.
Well, like how you gonna settle this with us, huh? You said washing dishes. It's like not sexy at all.
20-minute forms like porn studio setup, but it's an April Fool's Day video, so it's just like the most boring.
I'm just washing dishes and like mopping floors and vacuuming for the rest of the video. Like they paint the ceilings all blue sky colored. Don't display any clocks and simulate sunlight inside. They do not simulate sunlight inside. They simulate darkness.
What does simulating sunlight even mean? There's lights?
Yeah, good casinos do not do this.
They just black out all the windows so you can't see anything, mostly.
Yeah, they definitely take the clocks away.
It's just a void where you can't sense the passage of time.
Usually are no windows, because they don't even build them in there sometimes, because they do not want you to sense the passage of time. The only one that does the blue sky-colored ceilings is the Venetian, as far as I remember, because they wanted to look like Venice. But the part that looks like Venice is not the part you gamble in. The part you gamble in has no windows and it's dark.
I wanted to go there again. I was trying to remember what it was, because we were in Vegas.
It's very cool.
It's just a weird space that I wanted to kind of set foot in again. What I hate about casinos is just that on top of that whole thing, there's also just like they feel unnavigable. Like it's just like a weird cloud of tables and aisles.
They want that too.
You're just like, where am I? Where do I go?
They want you to get lost. They want you to not know what time it is, and they want you to. And then serve you free drinks. So if you sit there long enough, they keep bringing you free drinks over and over again. And then if you if a waitress takes your order, you're less likely to leave, and they'll have you waiting for a while until she gets your free drink. So it could be like 20 minutes pass. You don't want to get up and leave because how's she going to find you if you walk somewhere else?
They're tricking you into staying there. Yeah. It makes you, it's like how, like, in video games, the entire environment is designed to make you subconsciously have a sense of where to go next constantly with, like, combination of, like, lighting and passages and everything. Yeah. And then, like, a casino is like LSD Dream Simulator, where you're like, I can't even tell which way's up right now. What the fuck is happening?
Well, it's like,
am I a prisoner? Can I leave?
It's like, I just passed the Willy Wonka slot machine. I just passed the Great White Buffalo machine. Oh wait, there's a whole other one. There's like 8 of them. I hit
a wall and I just came out somewhere else. And
dude, I won a bunch of money on the Dusk Till Dawn machine because Salma Hayek. I got the combo where Salma Hayek puts her foot in my face and I get a bunch of money. Yeah, honestly, I will say the themed slot machines do they are tempting. They look like fun arcade games for grown-ups.
Hit the lever.
Yeah, and then Salma Hayek danced, and then as I,
all
the money went into my little fake account, like all of it's fake, It's like it goes into like a little card. It's not even like actual chips anymore.
It's all Microsoft points, just fun dollars.
Yeah, it's very scary.
V-Bucks.
Trick the seniors into staying longer. Yep, that's messed. Capitalism at its finest, dude, man. Is that my nickname now? What? Dude, man?
Like Daxton?
It sounds like Daxton.
I didn't even get...
Most people default to Dax.
Your destination is ahead in 400 yards. Carl seems like he's about to say something, but he quiets as we all see our destination. Gay bar, gay bar, gay bar.
Oh, jeez.
I turn off the road and the loosely packed gravel seems to scatter under my tires. We're here. It looks like a bar.
It does.
It's a long red building. The exterior is mostly dilapidated, the wood siding falling apart in places. I can see only 2 windows, both of which have colored construction paper blocking the view inside. Gimp bar, gimp bar, gimp bar, gimp bar.
Yes.
There's no signage indicating what the hell the name of this place even is.
I don't think this area would be cool enough.
If you have to ask, you can't afford it. Well, at least none right now. It looks like there is some broken neon lettering along the roof's edge, but I can't make out anything legible from it. There are about a half dozen parked cars behind the building. Flynn's truck is the only one out front.
He's here, for sure.
The salamander reaches into his pocket, and to my surprise, pulls out Flynn's phone. When did you grab that? Dax cocks his head at me, holding up the phone.
Right after we looked at it?
I rub my forehead. Were Daxton and Carl really inside the house with me earlier and I just didn't notice them?
You okay, Chase? Nervous about talking to Flynn? Just pretend he's in his underwear.
He doesn't wear underwear.
Then intimidate him with your erection until he's no longer mad at us for stalking him.
Just wave it around, mesmerize him.
Just intimidate someone with your erection.
You say you are getting very sleepy.
You'd have to have
When I snap my fingers, the ram nods sagely, giving me a bit of a serene look.
It's like, why do you have a boner? And it's like, to intimidate you. Like, for that function alone.
It's for you.
It's all for you.
I stare back at him.
That's how the gays work. I read it on the blog site.
He holds up his phone.
He's the one with all the gays.
The site with all the gays.
Which one?
The one. The only one.
There's only one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel myself smirking a little. I'm fine, guys. I just had a weird nap earlier. Still getting my brain unfuzzed.
Cool. But,
Carl looks back towards the building.
I'm still gonna chill here in the car.
He clears his throat, sitting more upright.
Tactical support.
In that I don't do anything.
Carl's just too worried that he's so sexy that, like, if he goes into that
Oh
bar,
yeah, no, they'd be happy.
that all the guys will steal him away from his
Yeah.
big cocked girlfriend.
He would quickly expand his social circle if he went in there.
He would do well.
He would do well.
There are people I meet in my life. There are men who I meet in my life who are that claim to be very straight, but I do look at them and I go, you would do well.
the men that are tragically straight. Like,
I know, such a
dude,
bummer.
Man.
But I'm like, yeah, you would.
You don't know
you
what
would do
you don't know
all
what
right.
you're missing if just the chips fell differently.
I'm going to a gay bar tonight,
Have fun.
and I will do well. I'm gonna tell you
I
that.
will do well.
I will do well.
Daxton covers his face with his dark hands.
Cadet Hunter and Lieutenant Daxton prepared to beam out.
Thanks, Captain Carl.
That's kind of a cute. Captain
Make sure
Carl.
to scan for life signs and report any anomalies.
Oh God.
Daxton exits the car in embarrassment.
Oh no, man! Lieutenant Daxton beamed out too early. His particles are destabilizing.
He's just like, whatever the fuck happens in this bar will literally be less embarrassing than what's happening right now.
Jesus, I hear enough of this stuff moderating the roleplay subforum. I don't need to hear it IRL.
He walks. This poor man. This poor man and his Resetera account.
He's like, this is like poor Daxton just trying to share his interests with people, and now they've commandeered the whole concept.
He walks up to one of the front windows, seemingly trying to peer inside through one of the gaps in the construction paper. I open the door, about to head out when I feel Carl's paw on my shoulder.
Hey, man.
I blink some, looking back at him. The parking lot light overhead gives his fur a sort of orangey appearance, and his eyes look blue. Huh?
You've been, like, really quiet tonight. I know I haven't been around you in 2 years, but you're still acting, I don't know, weird from what I remember.
Did that whole conversation not happen?
Which one?
The one about, like, doesn't this seem familiar?
No,
He's like going after him for being so quiet. I'm like, Chase was the one responding to Carl, and then Carl wouldn't acknowledge what he meant.
Well, I think he's referring to, like, the entire night. And maybe, I mean, that's still relatively quiet.
Yeah, but there was some kind of previous thing too, yeah, where Carl was like, am I pissing you off?
Yeah.
Carl...
Just don't worry, okay?
He looks to the building.
You know how he gets. But overall, Flynn's cool.
I don't think Flynn's the issue. He leans back in his seat, pulling up his phone. The illuminating blue glow of the screen replaces the faint orange of the streetlight.
Carl really is he's a good friend. Because in every route you play, Carl talks to you as if you guys have been friends this entire time, and sometimes I have to remember that you haven't seen him in so long.
Yeah.
Because
it's been like 2 years or something.
Because he speaks to you in the most natural way of everyone. Like, he
really misses you.
He talks to you like the friends that you can have that you don't have to see for a long time, and then when you see them, it's like no time has passed.
Yeah.
He's like that. Which
makes
like,
you forget time passed.
Exactly. Like even just how he is, like, in this, apparently, like, this is, you know, we haven't seen him in 2 years, and this is like this is a really fucking weird time to have with someone for like a day that you haven't seen in 2 years. But Carl's like being chummy with you, like you guys have seen each other last week. Like, Carl's a good buddy.
Yeah. Did you ever read that actually? I forget.
Just don't tell him I said that. About him being cool.
I exhale, smiling despite myself. Alright, Carl. I turn around, pausing. I know you have your interview, but we should talk later. Catch up properly.
You know it, man.
And I'm glad you're getting on well with Daxton. Truly. I see him grinning in the rearview mirror.
It's weird. He's like someone I'd meet online, but like in real life, you know?
The fact that Flynn never had these two people meet is like, I wonder what that means.
Well,
That Daxton and Carl don't know each other despite them both being in Flynn's life for
I think Daxton
years now?
said
Months?
something about him.
however Daxton's been here.
He's seen Carl in passing at Flynn's house.
Yeah, but they never actually like meet and interact, and I'm like, that's weird, because like you'd think Flynn would be like, hey, these two people would get along, and Carl never talks to anyone.
Flynn doesn't care.
Flynn does care though. That's the thing. He so clearly cares about Carl's like mess of a social life. He's invested in all his shit while his parents are gone and everything.
Flynn's like, just be friends with me forever.
I'm not sure I follow.
Don't worry about it. Don't get murdered in there.
I snirk dryly.
Oh god.
Like, what's that sound like?
I didn't like that.
I'll try not to. I step out and nearly close the door on my tail. I must have been more distracted than I thought. Seeing Daxton against the side of the building, I can't help but think he looks downright eerie.
That's mean.
He doesn't have scales like Flynn, so he's just this rubbery black color that blends into the shadows. As specious as that sounds. When he turns towards me, his eyes stick out like headlights in the night.
Hey Chase, check this out.
He beckons me over towards a small metal sheet by the door. I step closer. Some words are engraved in the front. So you've heard of us. A winking smiley face is pictured below the text. What the hell?
I know, right?
He moves towards the door, his thick tail flicking in an anticipatory sway behind him. I'm surprised you can control that thing. I feel like this is some kind of like reclusive, like gay club that's like
has
invite
like a password
only.
or something.
And that's why you're not supposed to know about it.
I was reading this one comic book, and the password for the bar was "We're 21," and that's the that's the password.
We're 21.
Watch it be locked.
Might as well try. After you, Lieutenant.
Don't start.
Engage. He grasps the handle, and the door opens with ease. Daxton looks over to me once more, and we step inside. I'm still wondering how Daxton feels about gay, because his reaction was slightly questionable.
I couldn't tell if it was this thing. I couldn't tell if it was like
It's
cool or if it was like cool.
Like, did he seem like slightly judgy? I'm like,
why would you think
like, huh?
Leo was not a man's name?
Yeah, I don't know. Definitely a bar. Looks way bigger on the inside than expected. But also super hazy.
This looks familiar. This looks like a place I would hang out in
Tonight. The smell of
No, the one I'm gonna go to. The one I'm going to is gonna be fucking flamboyant as all hell. This is like a fucking old man bar. This isn't a fun gay bar. This is not what I was expecting.
So this is the leather biker bar.
A little bit.
The smell of decades worth of cigarette smoke and dust hits my nose instantly. Daxton coughs, trying to muffle himself as we see the shadows of various patrons throughout the dimly lit bar. Everything near the counter is illuminated in a sort of green tinge, like the rest of the establishment has red lighting. While the rest has it. Well, in places it does have lighting. I've never been inside a restaurant or bar this dark before. The walls are mainly decorated with faded 1950s beer adverts, and a mounted CRT monitor near the entrance looks to be streaming an old cricket match.
Yeah, this is definitely an old man bar.
I don't see any bartenders or waiters. Nobody's behind the bar.
Huh.
Daxton half speaks, half whispers. Maybe we should take a seat? So it doesn't look like we're gawking.
Yeah. Good idea.
This bar is such a front for something. The fucking the sex dungeon basement with
Yeah.
We move towards the closest table to the entrance. The location leaves us completely enshrouded in darkness. There's a lamp above us, but it looks broken. The copper wiring hanging out where the bulb is supposed to go.
I haven't seen Flynn yet. Have you? It's hard to see in here.
I sort of assumed salamanders had better night vision. No, not yet. Squinting, I try to get my eyes to adjust to the darkness. Two large figures get up from their bar stools and head towards the pool table, each grabbing a cue. I thought there was just no one here.
I think it's just so dark you couldn't see them, which is
Yeah.
kind of impossible. Like, that's a dangerous level of dark if you can't see other people.
Anonymity. Like, it's the
I think it's against the fire code. Like,
yeah. Well, I don't think this place cares that much.
there's an emergency exit.
Yeah. There's two, apparently.
That's good for fire code.
That's so many fire codes. But I just think it seems like it might be the kind of place where it's intentionally dark, so it's hard to recognize people's faces for anonymity's sake.
I mean, that's fine, but if you like
You're
literally
up to
can't
illicit
tell
activities.
other people are in the bar at all, then that's too dark.
They both appear to be equine, middle-aged and male, decked out in polo shirts and slacks.
That's about right.
The two wouldn't look out of place at a country club Greenway, but here they stand out something fierce.
I don't think so.
They're the only horses we've ever heard of.
Except for the zebra.
Wait, a fennec? Jenna?
Jenna? Oh!
I realized then that a much smaller person behind them, a fennec girl with big, lengthy head fur that goes down to her shoulders. That's not her.
That's not her. That would have been fucking cool.
Why is it always Jenna imagery with horses?
Because
Just to make Chase feel inadequate in one timeline.
Jenna's gonna be Catherine the Great.
One of them, the one in the teal polo with a beer gut, sets out a rack of pool balls on the table. The other horse with the red polo and graying muzzle fur speaks up, shaking his head and pointing towards the balls in the triangle. I can't make out everything, but it sounds like he's insisting that the 8-ball always goes on top.
That's not true.
The teal-shirted one lets out a dismissive noise, making a point of placing the 8-ball somewhere in the center of the rack.
I mean, I think there's varying rules. I always put it in the middle.
That's one of the least standardized games in the history of the world, I feel like, is billiards, with the sheer number of, like, separate rule sets and so on.
There's
that
bar
compete.
rules and there's tournament rules. But I was 1 in front, 8 in the middle, unless you're playing 9-ball.
Yeah.
In which case, there's the 9 goes in the middle, and the 2 can go anywhere but the back.
Just whenever I've ever played pool, it's the most, like, debated... It's like the most debated game ever, where everyone has to just sit there and talk for a few minutes about, like, okay, what the fuck game are we playing? Because we have to, like, compare notes and and figure out what the game is that we're playing, so we actually know what the behaviors are. It's like trying to unpack everyone's fucked up Monopoly house rules.
If you scratch, you get ball in hand, be able to shoot from the kitchen.
I feel my
like to play
phone buzz in my pocket. Quickly reaching down, I check the message. It's from Leo. Gasp. Shock.
Le gasp.
We're all going to hang out at your old hood tomorrow at 2. Would be good if you came. Your old hood? Like where, like his neighborhood, his old house area, but like no one can go in anywhere? Because no one lives there? What does that mean?
Be weird if Chase doesn't show up? Like,
we're gonna all line up outside your old house and hold hands and stare into the front window until someone freaks out. Like an us.
Unless you show up.
Unless you show up specifically.
I love us.
I sigh. That same welling of guilt takes hold in my chest, like stones in my ribcage.
More texts from the evil X.
Yeah, defeat 7 of them in order to fuck me. I glance up at Daxton in surprise, the salamander having turned to face me. Again, I'm wrought with how fucking eerie his bright eyes sticking out from the blackness, staring right at me is. I guess they didn't quite agree with the sprite artist, because the sprite artist made him all like galaxy speckled, so it feels like he would actually stand out a fair bit, like besides just his eyes. He's not evil. I'm just stupid.
You folk get all super antsy every time he texts you. Like, an X is just that. An X. You don't gotta worry about them anymore.
Audience surrogate Daxton, here to save the day.
Correct, Daxton, that is correct.
It's like, hey, I can't help but notice that all of you act as if you're physically threatened whenever this person speaks to you ever. Maybe that should be resolved in some way. Maybe we should acknowledge that in some way.
Yeah.
Like, akin to like the fucking like broken pinball scene where it's just like, okay, this isn't a good relationship. We all need to do something about this, right? Like, everyone feels physically threatened here. This is not a good dynamic. This is not excusable. That seemed to, and like, as much as people sometimes act like the stuff we find out about Chase is supposed to like exonerate Leo, and I'm like, no, Nope, it just makes Chase worse, and it contextualizes some of Leo's behavior, but oh my god, when everyone feels threatened by a specific person, that's a real bad problem. That's not good. There's no context where that's good. Or excusable.
People just don't got a toxic meter sometimes.
I've read some wild conversations where people don't understand that Leo even did anything wrong in that route, and I'm like, oh, I've got my work cut out for me if I write about this. I'm gonna
I would just
really
say,
start at ground zero for some of these people. Like, wow.
All I'd say is, like, if I was your mother, I'd be worried about you.
Yeah. Daxton crosses his forearms and rests them on the table for a moment before hastily putting them back. He grimaces, wiping his arms on the fabric of his shirt. It's a gross table.
Ew.
You fucked up. You fucked up. Never touch the table. Never trust that. I hate feeling of stuff on my skin. I do not trust tables anywhere.
Lick the table. Lick the table. Just do it. Just
do it. It's good
do
for your immunity system and having fewer friends because no one wants to be in the room anymore. Looking down, I can see that it's been a while since the surface table had been properly wiped down. There's no napkins in sight either. I peer at the message again, trying to think of what to say in response. Well, the circumstances are kind of different here. He's been one of my closest friends since I was really young. And when I left town for college, we never actually broke up.
Oh.
Daxton's just clocking how fucked up Carl's friends are.
The appropriate response.
It's like, oh, if I hang out with Carl, do I have to see you again?
And the other?
And your mess?
Yeah.
The skin on his face pulls tighter, though I can't make out what the expression he's making.
So, he's not actually your ex, then?
We haven't been together in 3 years. Hell, before this trip, I hadn't even spoken to him in about at least 12 months. That's not exactly true at all now, is it? The heavy feeling in my chest grows stronger. Look, I don't have time to go over the past 15 years of our relationship. He holds up the flat of his rubbery palms.
Sorry. Just trying to get to know you and all.
Cringe.
Yeah, don't do that.
He turns back around. Smooth, Chase. I tied back my reply to Leo. We're over. Just do it.
I'm with a friend, he's giving me support. I decided to just rip this band-aid off.
Yeah, we're holding
over.
hands. I'll be there. The sound of a bellied laughter from the pool table catches my attention. The red poloed equine... is it equine or equine or equine? Or
equine.
Equine. Horse. Slaps the back of the... Equine? Oh no, it's too many options. I'm gonna stress out over this. Slaps the back of his smaller fennec, who looks to have just made a pretty nice shot.
Just pronounce it completely wrong and do like...
Just pronounce it differently every single time. Just to throw people off more.
Equine.
Her head fur flutters in front of her face, and then slips right off, falling on the pool table. A wig.
It is Jenna!
I realize now that the fennec isn't actually a girl at all. At least not physically. Daxton saw it as well, and we exchanged a brief glance. The two men don't seem to pay much mind outside of a brief chuckle. Behind them, a red light flickers on, and another group becomes visible at the table in their rear. There's a 30-something German shepherd with a pompadour-cut head fur and black muscle shirt stretched taut over his large chest. Is this someone's OC walking in? Holy shit.
Yeah, that sounds like a popular guy.
He's watching the billiards game intently. His arm is around the back of the seat next to him, and in that seat is Flynn, staring right at me.
Because Flynn can see in the dark.
Oh, they saw us way faster. Fuck.
Yeah, you guys are trying to sneak up on him and he just has been staring at you for fucking a long time.
God, how long has he been there? Could he see us the whole time? Daxton sees him too, the salamander forcing a toothy smile and waving at his roommate from across the bar. Flynn doesn't wave back. He just keeps staring. Chase. He's going to
fucking kick your ass.
He's going to kill you. You know what the stare means? The stare means get up, get back out the door, drive away.
It means don't
Like,
fucking talk to me.
You very obviously need to leave right now, and I'm guessing that when I press A, Chase doesn't fucking leave.
No.
And I cannot stress enough, Chase doesn't even have a narrative reason to be here. Like,
No, he's like, I have a hunch that Flynn wanted us
Yeah.
to follow him. No, he fucking didn't.
no, there's literally, like, he literally, like, hallucinated that entire concept, and everyone got excited, like, ooh, where did Flynn go? And then it's, like, immediately, like, very obvious that Flynn is doing something, like, he's like, either hooking up, or he's in a relationship, or he's doing whatever the fuck he does here, and it's clearly, like, this is a part of his life he intentionally segregates from his Echo stuff, and from you, and this is a huge violation of trust, and just a deeply uncomfortable situation to be in. It's just, this sucks so much.
Hey, you're a bad friend.
Yes.
Chase, you're a bad
This
friend.
is one of the worst things Chase has done.
That's debatable.
I said one of. There's a leaderboard.
There is a leaderboard.
We can rank them later, like a tier list, but it's just Chase's fuck-ups.
We should.
There's 30 of them will be tripping, but they're all in the D tier because it doesn't matter, but...
The other one's pissing by himself.
That's higher than tripping, but still, like, down there. This doesn't compete with fucking follow Flynn to the gay bar. It's like, oh god.
Can goatee be like an A tier? Having a goatee.
Having a goatee. That's middle. That's above pissing.
It's above pissing.
Yeah, it's not the worst choice because it's handy for telling whether or not he's real.
Yeah, he did it just for that, I'm sure.
It's his evil twin mustache.
I should grow a goatee for that purpose. So I can tell if I'm real.
Would you guys like to bet money? Do you think Chase leaves or stays? Let's find out next episode.
Put your votes down below. He stays.